Hello and welcome. You're watching Dawn News. This is News at 10 and I'm Nadia Zaffar. Our top story for this hour: in the second consecutive strike, a suspected US drone has fired missiles in the Setki area of North Waziristan. At least 8 militants have been killed and 5 injured in the area. According to sources, the strike targeted a Taliban compound belonging to Multimedia in the Setki area of North Waziristan. Drone attacks have long been a contentious issue. Pakistan continues to openly denounce them, while the US maintains the attacks have been already agreed to. Welcome back. You're watching News Eye. Now, just before we left News Eye's Yasser Ahmed pointed out all the things that might not have happened had 9/11 not happened. Now, let's resume conversation with the former ambassador Zaffar Hilali. All these years, Talibanization kept creeping closer to the federal capital, and now we see some action. Did it take Pakistan longer to accept this reality that the world saw at the time 9/11 happened?
Longer, much too long, if I may say so.
And almost 12, 13 policemen are beating one single lawyer with their batons right in front of my eyes. Oh my God.
Situation very tense in Lahore. What is happening right now, Noreen? Heavy tear gas shelling. We're trying to keep talking to our correspondent who's there. She's obviously also in the line of attack of the tear gas shelling.
So this is a 145 feet tall snorkel. You can see the floor that we are aiming at right now still has fire in it, and even the floor right above it. As you can see, this area is not just decades behind, but actually thousands of years behind. If you compare the model of this car to something found in Mohenjo-daro, you won't find many differences. And now that this area has been hit by massive floods, imagine the destruction and imagine how much they need to move forward. The Pakistan textile industry contributes over 60% to the total exports of the country.
The government has to have faith in us.
Now, bigger question is, China, India, Bangladesh are big players in the textile industry. Can we compete? This budget special, we'll be taking a look at Pakistan's carpet industry. Now, Mr. Tahir, with demand high, Pakistan has this expertise. Why are exports nosediving?
That's a tragedy.
Joining us on the line is chairperson of the Pakistan People's Party, Ms. Benazir Bhutto. Ms. Bhutto, regarding that, is it still your demand that President Musharraf should resign as both the President and the Chief of Army Staff?
That's right. I explained to Mr. Hunt that we had been holding negotiations with General Musharraf for a transition to democracy.
Good evening and welcome to Recap, the show that brings you all the top stories from the week gone by. I'm Nadia Zaffar. Now, terror is inching closer and closer. This week, threats on paper became a reality as the Peshawar Press Club came under attack. Was this an isolated event, or could it be the first of a series of targets by the militants? On Friday, U.S. National Security Advisor General James Jones held meetings with Pakistan's Army Chief and Foreign Minister. On Tuesday, the Central Executive Committee of the PPP gave Prime Minister Gilani the mandate to reshuffle the federal cabinet. But will the changes bring efficiency and transparency in governance, or will it just be another cosmetic exercise? Some of these barefoot runners will be taking part in the Boston Marathon on Monday. And as you can see behind me, activities of the marathon have already started. There will be more crowds though, because the weather will be warmer. Nadia Zaffar, WEBN, Boston.
I couldn't contact my entire family for at least like 18 hours, and they thought they are going to die at the moment, and they are still feeling worried, and there are lots of things are going on in Japan. I'm very, very worried, and I felt very helpless, like I don't know what to do, but at least I can sing.
Ayumi sang at tonight's Japan Vigil held in Boston to remember all those who have been affected by the Japan earthquake.
There were lots of chants, but everybody was just like crazily happy. everybody was holding the Egyptian flag, everybody hugging the other without knowing who is he or where he comes from.
Sundar Sasim was in Tahrir Square when Hosni Mubarak stepped down as Egypt's leader. And the world is connected. These chants in Egypt made a difference for people in Palestine.
I waited like for 3 to 4 hours at the border crossing. Then they allowed me to enter Egypt and go to Cairo airport. It was really the first time that for me that they allowed me to enter Cairo.
All these stories are part of the conversations at the Tirana summit in Qatar. Youth members from over 20 countries have gathered here in Doha to continue conversations to bridge differences. And even though they have been engaging with each other for over a period of 1 year, differences can still crop up.
I'm a black man living in America. I've grown up knowing there's a backlash. My grandfather loved pro wrestling. He used to slap this grip on us. And I just remember saying I wish he kind of went to DC and just slapped that grip on some of these bastards.
बड़ों से यही सुनते थे कि इतनी मोहब्बत थी पाकिस्तान से, हर एक को जान देने को तैयार होते थे हमारे बड़े पाकिस्तान के लिए, कि पाकिस्तान बना के इतने खुश थे कि कोई हिसाब नहीं कि पाकिस्तान बना है, अब ये हम यहाँ सुकून से रह सकेंगे मुसलमान, लेकिन ऐसा हुआ नहीं। बहुत ख़राब हालात, आजकल तो बहुत ख़राब हालात हो गए।
You can't see, you can't just point to it and say, like over there, this is what it's like. So here, we would specially have them explore it textually. What I meant was, these are the stones, right? You feel that? It's already growing, which means by the time you go home,
it'll be safe.
It's gonna be like this one. There's enough time for it to grow. That's why we're doing them.
Karachi's Ashura procession followed its usual route down MA Jinnah Road. Thousands from all walks of life had come out to commemorate the 10th of Muharram. Then, just as the procession moved beyond the city's famous Jama cloth house, an explosion ripped through its front end. It seemed that the terror which lurked outside had finally stepped inside the city. The next moment saw chaos as people panicked for their loved ones and tried to run away from the horrific scene.